Yorkshire friends give me a lift up the tops where they drop me and my bike off alone. They're monumental salt and pepper pots. I start my search for a less chisel stone. Google guides me to a fence by a farm. I park my two tarmac, loving wheels there, lift the latch, step from gravel to grass, met by 3 shorn sheep that just stare. They bleed, them bolts, but I'm jittery too. What if there's a bull? I nearly backtrack. The sheep skirt a muddy gash in the earth. I follow, kept outcast from their woolpack. The clumpy ground's carpeted with green stars, spang the moss on a bog. Will I get stuck? Then there's long grass and me in long shorts. Does Lyme disease lurk from ticks that suck? Though it's downtrodden, some grass is lighter. My friends taught this of Camden how to see the narrowest of hints for finding my way. I follow faint footsteps tentatively, so I don't tumble down drainage ditches or non-proverbial rabbit holes. The prescribed route is an obstacle course, a morass of moorland bound by fence poles. Does my sporting jacket, streaming hair stand out to more than a hovering crow? Will I cross paths with a fellow walker, fell runner, mad farmer, a weirdo? A distant shape interrupts the skyline. I squint, it's a tree. I turn face the right way between bulging grey skies and sodden greens. It stands on uplands, clear as a clear day, but first is an angry wire waist high. I clamber over one bit that's bug free to then find a rambler's gate further on that would have made this part less cross country. Slick rocks masquerading as steps are next. I go slowly, my boots have metal cleats. I manage not to slip and get to the top, where my eccentric wandering self meets the erratic grit of the hitching stone. The huge glacial blocks a mystery, body size with a gap like a window. Why is it here? The same can be said of me. My brave return to civilization is met by more than the sheep's weary stare. I step through the threshold, click the gate shut. The farmer shouts, "You can't leave your bike there." You get quite often a thing called a trigger warning, which is a bit like a certification on a film, that some poems are about traumatic experience that might cause upset for some people. So it's to give people an opportunity to duck out if it's a poem not to their liking or something they'd rather not hear. So this next poem does come with a trigger warning. It's to do with mental health. So much like Jon raises money for his charity for helping children with advanced needs, if I'm doing things for charity, it's usually for mental health charities, because it's something that I write about quite a bit. And the very first poetry commission I ever got paid for was for the History of Mental Health Care Museum in Bristol. It's called Glenside Hospital Museum, and it charts how things have progressed over time. So this next poem is to do with the bridge and to do with mental health. And it's about an event that all happened in the same day, which was quite remarkable how it happened. But it carries a message of hope, really, but it's also talking about why it's important to talk about mental health. So I hope that you don't mind me doing this poem with Jon on tuba. Okay. There's a bridge connects the north and the south by a city whose name in Gaelic means mouth. In a house on the south side, a new friend makes a comment about the folks who end themselves via that bridge, via the firth. He isn't unkind, he talks of rebirth. He doesn't joke or say the word jumper, or moan of getting stuck bumper to bumper, of having to divert round the long way, about the inconvenient delay. Sometimes I speak, but usually keep mum. Just take note of which folks' tongues speak such dumb, cold-hearted views, and give them a wide berth. Those opinions to me hold zero worth. He says none of that, but I can tell he lacks understanding just how unwell someone is when their mental health's gone wrong. It's not to do with being weak or strong. But this friend's not meaning to sound offhand, so I feel braver in taking a stand. After our talk, he rides some of my route, over the river by the fast commute. On the bridge we pause, watch the setting sun, cycle a few miles, then our day out's done, and he turns, we go our separate ways. For me, today's been one of the good days. A few years since thoughts invaded my head, that kept saying I should make myself dead. Back then, I would avoid such a great height, or not dare to look down, in case I might. home, I see his text message. There was an incident on the bridge. He'd stopped where we'd watched the setting sun and saw there, sitting alone, a woman. He stayed with her till the police arrived. They phoned him later to say she survived. I told him he'd done a really good thing, and then he thanked me for explaining how someone can't run on a broken leg or think straight if they've a broken head. They're struggling because they're in mental pain, with too many thoughts rushing in their brain. Radio static, radio blurred, everything's rushing, too much and blurred. Maybe one future day, or month, or year, she'll also speak up, despite any fear, and help someone she's met to understand, who'll then give someone else a helping hand. That bridge connects more than the north and south. It's formed by words spoken with a kind mouth. Is about a subsequent relationship and the demise of it. It wasn't anything too traumatic, but these, you'll need to know about these. So basically it comes with a warning that if someone tells me fibs and then gets found out, they will end up in a poem. This is called The Joy of Socks. I was once wowed by a hot date whose woolly socks looked beyond great. Scottish socks on a Midlander, toes clad in intrigue and wonder. His cream-killed toes darned with red fair play foot say that got me in bed. His fashionable style wasn't fast, that man enjoyed making things last. The ethos under how he dressed was one huge reason which impressed, with vocabulary trending, a love for visible mending. So having been led to believe that my boyfriend could darn and weave, I asked for a night-long session to give my old socks a freshen. His response delivered brave shocks. Oh no, my mum repairs my socks. What? Oh no, my mum repairs my socks. Sorry? Oh no, my mum repairs my socks. I gave him a look of dismay. That's when our love began to fray, as he tried and failed to defend his full stop and make do and mend to match my views dyed in the wool as a tactic used on the pole. High time for my feet to depart. start with holy socks and broken heart. I find true ways for me to darn without being spun his daft yarn. It gives my mum something to do. That from a man aged 52. I taught myself how to repair my socks which had become threadbare. I watched YouTube alone in bed with old wool from a new friend's shed. I find a way to find my feet and water with fixed pairs of feet. Those socks of mine had travelled far to a cold Highland friendly bar. The proper sessions in that pub was where a lunchtime knitting hub of local women intertwined to craft, while others supped and dined. Their group made things with skill and flair. Not one some socks did I see there. Politely wove each hill event, and each brand new week came and went. Now my foot wears visible threads I wear with self-sufficient treads.